I've had a Contax G1 for 6 months now, but are Contax cameras even worth the hype around their name? Short answer, yeah, they are. But let's dive into the long answer. Many of the hyped up Contax cameras, the Contax G1, G2, T2, and T3, and even Contax 645 all have something in common. They are very nicely built film cameras. They all feature Carl Zeiss lenses, which are known to be some of the sharpest lenses ever made for film cameras. And all of these cameras feature autofocus, a very accurate auto exposure system, and they're all packaged into beautifully made cameras. With the exception of the Contax 645, all of them are most commonly found in this beautiful goldish champagne color. I have the Contax G1 with a 28mm lens on it, a TLA 200 flash, which was actually made for the Contax G2, but works great with the G1. And I've got the green label version of the Contax G1, meaning it can take a couple more lenses than the earlier versions of the camera could. I bought a Contax G1 in particular because you can find one of the camera bodies for like $300-400 instead of $1,500-1,600 like the G2. Notably, the autofocus is not nearly as fast or snappy on the G1, and the G1 is actually known to miss focus, but with a 28mm lens slapped on front, and typically I'm shooting at f8 or above, with a lens that wide and an aperture that small, I'm not missing focus anytime soon. In fact, almost every single photo I've taken on this camera are just like razor sharp. The cameras are worth the hype, sort of. It's a 31-year-old electronic camera, and all of these cameras across the board, every Contax camera, they're known to break. A 31-year-old electronic camera with motherboards and moving parts, they just break, and I'll include some repair recommendations down below. When they work correctly, they expose your film incredibly accurately, they make very sharp photos, and they do so inside of a beautiful, I want to say titanium body. I could yap about this thing all day long, but let's just go take some photos. What are we doing sitting in my apartment? So I've got the camera set to f11. I'm using the Contax TLA 200 flash as a fill flash. I'm gonna be shooting photos where Valentina is getting hit by this fill flash, and we have this beautiful scene behind us. It's one of my favorite uses of this camera. This first one, I just want you to like tilt your head a little bit this way. Yeah, like that. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and lean like this. 3, 2, 1, and one more like that. Here we go. Ooh, that one's gonna be glorious. Let's just try this real quick. I'm gonna try it with the sun in the shot. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, and. I'm gonna try one with flash actually. I think this will look really neat. And one more. 3, 2, 1, and 2, 1, and. Ooh, hair went in your face. Fire. Let's try that one more time. I want you to be like fixing your hair while I shoot this one. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1, and. Oh my God, right there, right there. 3, 2, 1, and. You'll sit with your legs together and you can like, yeah, great. All right, 3, 2, 1, and one more like that. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, and if it can find it. There it is, 3, 2, 1. And one right there. Oh, yeah, so good, so good. 3, 2, 1, and. Yeah, I love that right there. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. For all of these photos with fill flash, the camera is in automatic mode at f11. The flash is set to TTL, meaning the camera is communicating with the body. And my understanding of it is that it then decides how much flash to output. In the viewfinder, while shooting with the flash, it says the shutter speed is at 1/60th of a second, being the flash sync speed. Look at those clouds up there, F16. Let's try to get this really quick. Camera was off. So yeah, pretty much I just really wanted to get this beautiful sunlight just smacking this direction. And I don't really want to shoot like backlit during the day. So I just want to get this like awesome shot of all of these signs and everything in this sort of like curving highway. F16. She's never failed me, nor has shooting at infinity. This framing right here is so beautiful. I wish there was something happening. I'm like, should I wait for someone to walk through? Cool. I think it's safe to say, as long as you have a good working order Contax G1, going out and shooting at f11 with flash is gonna get you great results, as well as taking photos in broad daylight. But let's try some long exposures with this thing. We're loading the Contax with Cinestill 800T. I'm taking the focus wheel off of autofocus and putting it to infinity focus, and we're going to be using an aperture of f11 paired with a couple different timed long exposures. I'm thinking 10 to 15 seconds. We're using this official branded Contax shutter release cable. It's an electronic shutter release cable that you screw in, and when you press this button, it sends a signal to the camera to fire the shutter. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, 5, 1000, 6, 1000, 7, 1000, 8, 1000, 9, 1000, 10, 1000. Cool. My mic started cutting out here a bit, but I actually used my phone light meter to figure out how long of an exposure I should do at night. I was always a little worried to use a phone light meter to do long exposure related stuff, but it gave me 8 seconds and the photo came out exposed perfectly. I guess you can use a phone light meter to meter for long exposures here and there if you'd like to give it a go. The Contax G1, it's pretty amazing in a lot of different situations. Really quickly, on screen, I just want to show you 2 of my favorite rolls that I shot with this camera. The first being a roll of film I shot of my friend Joe's brand newly painted BMW E30. I shot 1 roll of Portra 400 and I just think I love all of the photos. I think this is the entire roll plus or minus a photo, and this is what I love about the Contax. I was able to get through an entire roll of photos, and almost every one I really, really love. They're all exposed excellently, they're all in focus, and I just enjoyed shooting with the camera. The second roll is when I was in New York a couple weeks ago. I shot with my friend Shannon. We shot 1 roll of Portra 800, and I pretty much used fill flash for the entire roll. Portra 800 is such a high ISO, and we were out at like 3 p.m. shooting. I set the camera to f16 with the flash, and again, the photos speak for themselves. This is just 1 roll, and I think I love every single photo. Shannon's also just super photogenic, so she makes my life easy. And so is New York, and also Portra 800 just looks lovely, so. But no, also all these photos they just look nice, and I just really like all of these. What I'm trying to say is after 6 months, this camera has become a tool that allows me to just burn through a whole roll of film on one subject in an hour or 2. And for the most part, love every photo. I think the reasoning for that is a little fragmented. Like, part of it is I was in a good headspace and I just made photos that I actually like. And the other part of it is like the camera's just very easy to shoot with and lets me just focus on like creative things like composition. The Contax G1 has become my everyday film camera, but there's a bit of an asterisk to that. I bought this camera knowing that it could one day break, and honestly, I have had about just as good as luck as anybody when it comes to electronic film cameras. I've owned 2 Contax TVS's. It's one of their point-and-shoot cameras that has a zoom lens. Both times, the shutter cable snapped, rendering the camera useless. I returned one because it was on its first roll, and it's been 3 years and I haven't sent the other one off for repair. My Fuji GA645, a very similar issue. The ribbon cable snapped connecting the shutter to the body, and it no longer works. I actually just ordered a brand new production shutter cable to have installed here in LA. We'll see if that fixes it. And my Minolta TC1 got a little water damaged and broke, but that's just actually my fault. That would have broken any mid-90s electronics. But all that said, with Contax cameras, as long as you know what you're getting into, they can be such a fun time. They're definitely not for everybody, but I think that it's a good companion camera for me. I waltz around with this camera all the while knowing that at any second the electronics could go, and I'm fine with that. The lenses are removable and I can always get another body for fairly cheap. Even if shelling out another $300, $400 hurts, it's not as bad as $1,500, $1,600 like if I had a G2. The photos speak for themselves, but they are all photos that you could totally make on any mechanical 35mm SLR. It would just take a little bit more work to get there. I think that's part of the reason why I like the Contax G1 so much. I leave the flash on top of the camera at all times, and switching between using the flash and using it just for daytime exposures takes about as much effort as turning the camera on. I have a great time using this camera because I can dial in my settings easily, whether that's using the manual shutter speed dial or leaving it on automatic, and then I just worry about what matters to me most, composition. I will have to say, if you've watched the channel or seen any of my other photo work, you know that almost all of my go-to film cameras that I use for work are all mechanical film cameras. The Mamiya RB67, the Pentax 6x7. I'm almost always using fully mechanical cameras because I know exactly what they sound like when they're working. I have multiple bodies and I just can trust them because they've been serviced and cared for. When it comes to the Contax G1, it's definitely reliable when it's working, but who knows how long it'll be good for. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Contax cameras? Have you used a Contax camera before? Will you be picking one up after watching this video? Chat with me in the comments below. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.